Rylan joins us now. Good morning.
That's the clip. You
I know. You were really looking forward to it. You were like, "What? I haven't seen this either."
And then I was like, "Oh, now I know how this show's going to be."
So it is. I mean, it's wonderful because the combination of the two of you is just something quite extraordinary, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I love Rob to bits. How this show trusts him to stick to a time for weather or Sean on the news, Laura, I do not understand because we called him Nonna. Because he dawdles everywhere. And how I did 3 weeks in Italy with him was quite the feat, I tell
I love that, because you know he's in tomorrow.
Oh, I know, he said that's why I've come in today.
I'll be able to talk to him about it.
So what's the point of the series? What's it about, really?
Do you know what? It started out as, you know, one of those travel logs, and I was like, oh, there's about 4 million travel logs on TV at the minute. I don't really care. But actually, it turned out to not be a travel log. It's almost a reality show meets just real life. It's my type of Italy versus Rob types of Italy. Right. So we'd go to the Uffizi in Florence, up the Duomo, which is not a euphemism, and we would have access. It's a BBC Arts Commission. I mean, Richard, we both went Coopers. They'd be so proud of me.
Oh, Coopers Companies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I've done a BBC Arts Commission, and it's so educational, but at the same time, it's just quite raw.
Yeah.
Because I'd then show Rob my Italy, and, you know, we're in a bar in Florence.
Well, this is what I love, because I was reading it. It says something about, you know, on one hand, Rob's talking about the history, the art, and on the other hand, you're teaching him how to dance on a bar.
That's exactly what happened.
What a lovely
it
mashup.
Really was, yeah.
What's fascinating, I think, is this national character that all countries have. I mean, I spend a fair bit of time down in the south of France when I'm not working here, and obviously the Italian border's not that far away.
No.
And when you cross over the border, you only have to cross by, like, 100 yards.
Yeah, nothing.
And the atmosphere is completely different.
It's a completely different place. And like I said, I know there's a load of travel-type shows, but I'm just putting it out there. I have seen the series, and I've never watched myself back, because I hate doing that, but I've never watched a show that I was in where I was watching it where I didn't think it was me. And it was so interesting, and if we don't get a BAFTA nomination, something's wrong with that panel.
You just want to put that out there at that point.
But yes, I've been doing that. I've been flying all over the world.
Tell us about that. Yeah,
because, you know, you've done singing, you do presenting, but your dream job was to be cabin crew.
Yeah, I always wanted to be cabin crew, and Virgin Atlantic, the whole team, they heard me mention this in an interview, and they were like, well, why don't you come and try it? Well, I tell you now, I had the best experience. So I did an economy flight to Miami, and the passengers never knew that I was going to be there. I didn't think anyone would know who I was, to be perfectly honest. And I had the best time. I was teamed up with a guy called James and a girl called Obi, and we had the best experience. Like, don't get me wrong, I know cabin crew work extremely hard, and the turnaround times and things like that. But we were in the economy cabin, and I was like, OK, so what do we do? Like, offer them a drink and then just give them their dinner and that's it. They were like, no, like, it's a lot more than that. There's, like, kids' activity packs that you have to do with the kids. Like, and I was loving it. We got the kids dressed up in our jackets, afternoon tea. I was like, I could live on this plane.
This is quite hard work,
honestly, it was amazing. Like, and the team were just so fun. And the best part of the whole experience for me was, because I was obviously in the cabin crew outfit, when we landed at Miami, I got to go through the crew security lane.
Get priority access.
The pilot basically lied and was like, he's my partner. It was great.
Very handy.
It was amazing. But no, honestly, the team were amazing. And you know, I don't manage to do a lot of long-haul flights. Obviously, a lot of my work is around Europe and domestic. And, yeah, I just couldn't believe what they actually do just in the economy cabin. It was amazing. I had the best time. And even when we stopped filming, I was still working. I was going up to the people and she's like, do you want another drink? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I probably cost Virgin a lot of money. But, yeah.
Well, listen, talking about other things you've got coming up, the Eurovision, of course, Eurovision party that's at the weekend.
Yes, we've got the London Eurovision party on Sunday. I'm going to be hosting that with Paddy, Lucy and Scott.
So what's involved in that? So
it's a pre-party, basically. So we've got, I think, about 35 different acts coming from all over the Eurovision continents. And, yeah, we're hosting that at Outernet, just near Tottenham Court Road. And we did it
because you genuinely love Eurovision.
Oh, I've always been a massive fan.
And I've been
lucky enough to be part of Team UK now for, what, like 6-7 years,
I think this will be.
What are our
chances this year, do you think, with Ollie?
Listen, Ollie, I adore him. I think he's amazing, and the song is fantastic.
It's a good song, isn't it?
You're never going to know until that week.
No.
That week is like the Hunger Games. This is like the pre-selection where we choose who gets what point. But, yeah, 2 weeks in Malmo, I'm not moaning.
Would it ever be you representing the UK? You know, is this something...
I mean, if we were on our last legs...
Oh, no, come on. You might be the, the missing ingredient we need.
Listen, I didn't think 12 years on I'd be sat here talking to you on GMB after X Factor. So,
all right.
look, who knows what might happen? Who knows what might
When
happen?
did we last win? When did we last win?
Our last, well, I mean, look, the Sam Ryder when Ukraine won,
Of course.
Kalush Orchestra, Sam Ryder to us,
Was
the
our
Team
winner.
UK, that was a win for us.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was,
to come
yeah.
second
Yeah.
in Turin was absolutely amazing, and then to subsequently host it on behalf of Ukraine was an absolute honour for all of us. So we look at that as a home win for us.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Listen, we were
have a
watching
good party.
Celebrity Big Brother because, of course, Louis was in there.
Yes.
Who had a little word about you, didn't you? Did you hear what he said about you?
I heard exactly what he said about
So
me.
he said, sorry to repeat this.
Oh, no,
Shut
not
your ears.
in the slightest.
He
was
wasn't the
telling
best
truth.
singer in the world, but he was great. He is still great, which he says you're great.
You know, I love Louis. He's always been a friend of mine since X, and I caught up with him just afterwards. I mean, he looked like a shell of a man, I'm not going to lie.
All right.
But, yeah, he's a good guy.
Well, look, we're out of time, but could you please bring us some peanuts?
Yeah, we don't
and
do
a couple of
peanuts.
gin and
Someone's got
tonics,
an allergy on this
Yeah.
flight, so
Oh, okay.
I'll sort you out the gin and tonics.
That's
100%.
great.
Okay.
I'll see you on the flight soon.
please. Make it a double, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rylan.
All right.